Hello. Welcome to my stamp room. My name is Terry Phelps and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And tonight I'm going to share the lovely arrangements bundle with you with the fun foil. And this bundle is an online item. And this is what it looks like so that you kind of know what we're going to be playing with. So this is the stamp set. It's lovely arrangements. And I love the sentiments in here because you can mix and match and it works really well. So it's just a note. Happy birthday. You are so lovely. So very much. Sending smiles. Always here for you. Hello, friend. Thank you and love you. So you can like mix and match a lot. And so I really love that. I do love these little kinds of flowers. These are probably the only kind of flowers that I can actually color, draw. Doodle. I'm not a very good artist. That's why I stamp. And then we have some leaves. And then the dies look like this. And so I primarily got this because I really loved this and this for backgrounds. And of course, you can't go wrong when you get little label like dies too as well. But super fun. All the stamped images have some dies to go with it. And then we also have some standalone dies. So super fun. So this has been around for a little while. And I've had it for a while. And I just haven't had a chance to play with it yet. So that's what I am going to do. Tonight, we're also going to, for the card that we're going to make, I brought in the Everyday Arches dies. And there are 10 arches in this set. So super cool. I love these. But again, I haven't used them as much as I'd like to. So I am going to, because this bundle primarily kind of is floral, right? I thought I made some alternatives, but I thought I would try to make one that is masculine for the card. So like usual, I'm not going to show you what we're going to make. So depending on what I choose will depend on what my background cardstock's going to be, and depending on which paper I decide will depend on what size arch that I'm going to use. So let me, these are probably the two arches that I feel like are going to be the best. I already cut this die as my background piece. Really love that. So here are some of the choices that I picked. And this is from the Beautiful Gallery 6x6 paper that's still available. And so these are kind of my choices. So I have this really fun scene, and I thought this would be a good alternate or additional piece, for the card. If I pick that, we will use the cloud. I think cloud cover would go well with it. I love, love, love this sketch. So I'm thinking of this and then using this as the background because I want this to be, something that can be masculine, right? And so I've got gray granite. I think it'll match okay because of the charcoal and the drawing. And then I liked these choices as well. And so, and I thought this would be a good offsetting color. And then I love this as well. And that would be a great offsetting color. And then to that, I would use the basic beige. And I knew we weren't going to get through it tonight because he has been a firecracker for the last hour. Leo, if you've ever watched me before. Smoky slate is going to be used with this one if I choose this. So you can see that there's all kinds of beautiful papers in this bundle of paper. So I think I will just kind of try to make a choice, right? So I think I'm going to layer this on this, but I'm going to do it off-centered. So I kind of want to choose a cool, a nice layout that would be nice for a man's card. Oh, here's a little sailboat in here. I know that's a little hard to see, but I'm just kind of moving around these archways. I think because my background that I'm going to be placing this on, my layer is slightly, bigger than this. So I think I'm going to try to offset it, and I'm trying to decide if I want this size arch or this size arch. So I'm not quite sure yet. You get more, obviously, with the bigger archway. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. So this is nice. I like that. I really like this one. It's just such a... it's so pretty. And I think for a guy, there's something about boats, right, and water, and I love the scenery of that. All of these are actually pretty nice. So I'm just kind of seeing what it would look like when I definitely think if I used this, I would need to have this because it's just a cool dimension there. This one, I don't know. It's kind of, there's not enough going on. I don't think I'm going to use that. Just looking at it right off. Let's see. This one I'm really intrigued by. I think this would be kind of a cool, thing, but it's kind of specific to, like, it's a scene that I don't know. I don't know. And again, depending on the sentiment that I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use, because I usually, when I make stuff live, I don't do the inside, because I don't know how I'm going to use it later on. So I do like this. I like this a lot. And then this one is another one that I really, really like. It's just another sketch and it's trees. So I think that would be kind of cool too. But I think I'm going to go with, it's a toss-up. I think I'm going to either go with this one or this one. That would be the color combos. This would be this color combinations. Actually, this could actually go on here as well. let's go with this one. I don't know why. It just seems like it's calling to me. Alrighty. So we're going to cut our base. And so if this is truly an 8.5 by 5.5, I would be able to use this. I think it is. Yep. That's 8.5. All right, sweet. Sometimes I have so many scraps that they're very close. So this is my card base. It's 5.5 by 8.5. And then I'm going to score this at 2 1/8. All right. Okay. And I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. And I'm going to score it. I'm going to turn it around because it's easier for me. I'm going to do it again at 2 1/8. Otherwise, if you didn't do that, you could do it at 6 3/8. All right. And then I'm going to cut a piece. Now, I think I'm going to do it at 3 inches. You can do this piece at any width you want. So I'm going to do 3 inches. Yeah, I'm going to do 3 inches by 8.5. So basically, you're just going to go straight across, and then I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. Score, Terry, no cuts. Wow, it's so light that I can't even. No, it wasn't even. Okay. All right. And then we might as well cut the inside. I think I'm going to do, a black at, oh gosh, do I want to do that? Yeah, okay. So I'm going to do a 3. We're going to do 3.5. Let me see. I'm trying to think if I'm going to do. I have black. I have this as my. Yeah, so I'm going to do maybe a black at 3 1/4 and by 2 3/4. And so I'm going to grab a bigger piece of black here. All right. So I'm going to do this piece at 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. Okay, and then I'm going to do an inside piece at 3.5. Hopefully this works. Yeah, 3.5 by 2.5. All right, and then I think And we might do some more cutting depending on how we decide to do this. I kind of never know when I'm doing this live because I don't know. All right, so I feel like, where'd my extra piece go here? I feel like if I offset, so this is going to be my one panel, right? And so we're going to stick this, I think, kind of over here about. And then I'm going to, I think I'm going to offset it. Maybe I'm going to go a little farther. I'm just trying to decide what size arch I want to use. But I like this because we're going to get more of a picture, a design, right? So we're just going to go with the larger one. Okay, so to decide which place in here that I want to cut out. That is definitely a boat. We got some skyline, we got some beach. And then we have this one little boat way out here. I think I'm going to go with about right here. I think that's a good. All right, so I'm going to cut this out real quick. I'll be right back. I love designer series paper that are scenery, whether it's a actual photograph that's been like reprinted or a painting like these are. It's just like they're so cool to work with. Alrighty. Nice. Okay, so we have this nice little scene. I like that. I think it's really nice for a man's card. All right, so let's start making our base. So we are going to fold this down, fold this up, and then fold this down. And I can see I am off just a little bit. So I'm going to take my scoring tool, kind of force that. Alrighty. Okay, so that's that piece. We're going to take our other part here that we're going to attach. All right. So let's see. I think for my panels, I'm going to use this. I'm going to use the lighter, as light as I can for the panel here. So let's see. So these are 2 1/8. So I think I'm going to make my piece here. I think I'm going to go 1 3/4. And so that I have a nice little border. So we'll do 1 3/4 by, I'm going to say 3 inches. So let's do 3 inches by 1 3/4. And then I'm just doing my placements here. And then this one, I'm going to do 4 inches. So what is this? Ooh, that's pretty cool. the grain's going the different way, but you know what? Otherwise, this is too short. I don't really want to waste the paper though. Let's see how this would look. So if this is going this way, and this is going this way, it's pretty noticeable. I don't want to chop up this nice paper though. Darn. All right, so we're gonna do, what did I just do? 1 and I did 1 3/4, right? So we're gonna go 1 3/4 again. And this time I'm gonna go 4 inches. All right. So again, don't know how this is gonna turn out. We will see. You know, you have an idea and a vision that doesn't always necessarily turn out the way you think, right? That's okay though. There's no mistakes in stamping. We can get her done. We'll get it figured out. All right, so I want to put this down first because I want it underneath my base. And this card is really simple, but I really like how fun it is. And I like to do simpler cards. I know there's a ton of fun folds out there, and they can, be really fancy and all that, which I like. I'm not knocking that, but I like cards that I can make that are fairly quick. Oh, it's right in front of me. So this isn't a new fold, but I've made a couple alternatives, and then when you see all of them together, it's really kind of neat to see how the same fold can look so different, just depending on how you are, decorating it, right? I did a border on the side, yeah. All right. So we're going to stick that there and this there. All right, let's start building this up. And I think I'm just going to want to make sure I did it on the right side. I didn't know, I just kind of had this extra piece I had already cut. So I thought, hopefully this black goes well. Of course, my glue, this is a new old one. I just know it's going to explode out. It's coming out in a clump. There we go. Uh-oh. Now it wants to run. So I'm just going to put little globs sporadically on my dots here. I love this die though. It is so fun. I really, really, really do love it. It's the main reason I got this bundle. Have you ever had those that you just have to have because of just one stamp or one bundle or one die? Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. Oh no, I'm a little crooked. Whoops. That's why I love using the glue. You can make your changes. But isn't that fun? I love how this offsets no matter what you put it up against, right? And then look at all these extras. I have these, and you bet I'm going to use them. All right, so because I don't know how this is going to look, I'm trying to decide if I want to pop this up. I kind of think I do. Is it better looking down right up against? We'll give it a little dimension. We're going to pop her up. Why not? We can. Gosh, it's been so hot in Minnesota. We've had above 90 degrees for a few days now. And I just went and let the dog out, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so humid out that it's got this haze everywhere. And then I remembered, oh yeah, it's actually smoke from the Canada wildfires. So yeah, it's not good. Alrighty, so I'm going to stick these off. And I think because I'm going to make this card and I'm not going to finish the back yet, because a lot of my cards that I make, I leave that option available. So I think I'm going to put the sentiment, what am I going to use? Just a note, because along with all these fun, where do I want this? I think I'm going to do it like this. I like having the triangle things popping out. So I'm going to try that. I don't know. We'll see. And so I leave it open so that I can use them then, because the stamps in the stamp set are so versatile that I can put on the front of it just a note, and it can be, you know, what are these sayings? Sending you smiles, always here for you. I can just say, hello, friend, happy birthday, you know, thank you so much, very much. I mean, I can make it to whatever I need it to be, right? So, so if you're ever like in the mood to be playing and making cards, then go ahead and make a bunch of them and just do them kind of generically. And then when you actually use them, you know, you can be ready to go. You just have to do a little bit of stamping. So I'm just lining all this up, and I just put tape just at the bottom. Whoopsie. Okay. And now I'm going to do the same on the back. And this is called a faux step card, and it's an easy version of making it. Okay. So now you see our steps. So fun, right? So now I'm going to make my sentiment. And again, I love this die set because it has a little banner. Has two of them actually. So you can do these little punched out little flower type things. But you have these two. So I'm going to use, even though just a note would fit in this little one, I like using the bigger one. So I'm going to stamp this on, should I do it on white or should I do it on, maybe I'll do it on this basic beige. I don't have another little piece. All right, let me grab a little piece here. Cut a little piece. I'm just going to do okay. And we'll use basic black. And where's my stamp? Here we go. So I'm going to rub it, stamp it on my hand, my arm, so it kind of takes that film that's left on from the manufacturing of it, because I have not used this particular stamp yet, and that your oils from your skin kind of helps to remove that. All right. So I'm just going to I don't like that. It's a little blurry. It's hard stamping sitting down. I'm a standing up stamper. I don't know about you guys. Okay, that's better. Alrighty, and so where's my die? All right, I'm just going to run this through real quick. I always like, when I buy stamp sets, I always try to, you know, especially if they're floral or something, because, you know, there's so many stamp sets that are floral. I like to use them in a different way so that I can use them for either kids or masculine cards. Obviously, guys aren't into flowers, but that doesn't mean you can't use the sets. And so that's kind of why I'm doing this. I'm not using a lot of the stamps. I mean, I'm using the words, but I'm not using any of the florals because I just wanted to see what I could come up with to do that. And my first idea was, I was thinking of using this actual die and taking different designer series papers that maybe were just bright and different colors, whatnot, and then taking those and cutting them out. I lost the card. Cutting them out and, you know, just making rows of different colors designer series paper, and then just kind of embellish from there. But then I started thinking, why not see what designer series papers we have that have scenes, because I think that is really a nice card for that. You know, I had the black. Maybe, you know, that should have been a different color. But at the same time, I don't think it's a bad thing because we have little black in this photo too. So, but you know, I typically don't do black and brown together, but it's just kind of how it rolled tonight. All right, so I'm going to take and I'm going to pop this up here. And I think because this is on another, actually I could just do that and pop her up. I just noticed my arch is on a little crooked. I don't dare try to move it off. You know, that just doesn't always work out so great. So I'm actually not going to put one on this end because it's already popped up, and I'm just going to have it laying on this because it's already popped up, and then I'll have the other two dimensionals here so that it stays even. I think I'm going to go okay. And so because I have all these little extra little doodads, right? They will coordinate because we have the negatives in the same direction. So I think I'm going to take, and I'm going to apply these onto our label here. Cool, huh? I like it. One thing about using the black is it does stand out, and that's kind of nice. Whoops. Roll. All right, so far that's what we have. And then, so when it stands up, it's looking like that. And I could decorate the back with something, but I think I'm just going to leave it plain. Let's do our back pieces. So I incorporated the black to be as a background. And I did that to kind of tie in, you know, what we have going on in the front of the card. And I guess I really wouldn't have to add the white panel for this. I mean, I could have just, you know, I could have used, I guess, the basic beige, but I think I'm going to use the white. Trouble just rolled into my room. Mr. Leo Pio, which I am hoping he stays good. I have a feeling, though, he's going to act up. All right, and so then I'm going to actually put, let's see, ooh, that's about the right size almost. So I'm all about using scraps. So I'm going to cut, what did I say these were? This is 2 3/4, I think. So I'm going to go 2 3/4. Actually, I'm going to go 1/2 inch first and see if this ends up. Uh-oh. Oh, I see. This is not a straight piece. All right. This is straight, though, so I'll go 1/2 inch this way. And then, yeah, so I'm going to go 2 and... Is it 2 3/4? I should measure this. I don't trust my memory. It's 2 1/2. See? 1. All right. So this, then, we can add to our back panel. Give it a little bit of contrast. Ooh, this is actually kind of nice too. this is the other side, and it's the beachy part. So that's kind of interesting. And then there's that. I like how this ties in the basic beige. It also has a little bit of dark lines. We're going to go this way. Alrighty. All right, and since we have some of these, why not? We'll put them on. And I'm going to leave them, I'm just going to leave this blank because, like I said, when I actually use it, I can personalize it. Whoops. Did I not put glue enough? I guess not. Oh, it's because it's a glob. All right, I think I'll put another one. Ooh, that really came out that time. All right, so it's just simple, but I really like it. I like it. I think it's a nice masculine card. Turned out pretty well. If I did anything different, maybe change this from black. But it's okay. What do you think? All right, so that is that one. And when you look at it, when it's on someone's desk or whatever, it would look like that because they would see that second panel. And then you could write whatever you want and stamp on the back. So that is that. So let me clear this off and let me show you some of the alternatives I made. And let's see. And you'll be pretty, I don't know, they're just pretty. They're also different. And so this is actually where I got this card from, was from a swap, and this was made by Sue Kramer. And so this was hers, which was really fun. I really liked it. She did not decorate the back piece. And so hers looks like that, which is really fun too. I really like that. She did not put anything on the back. She also used, I think, 3.5. Yeah, she used it 3.5. And I only chose to use 3 inches because of what I was working with. So you can make this as long or short as you want, right? So that's those. Now these two are using the actual stamps that were in this bundle. And so I had this, I actually took what's it called? I don't know these colors yet. The hydrangea hue. I actually just squished the cover and took a paintbrush and painted it on. And then I took our shimmer pens and I used that to do the dark lines on the flowers. I used the shimmer pen to do the centers of the flowers. This one I used the stamped image and cut it out with the die. This one I used one of the free dies. We have 2 of those, and one's 2 leaves and one's 1 leaf. So that looks different. And then I love black and white papers. And so this is kind of what I came up with. So it says, hello, friend. And then I put another black and white paper on the second panel. I just liked how that, gave it a little something, something. And then this is what I did for the back. And then again, I'm leaving it. I got a little bit of glue in here. So I'm leaving it so that when I actually use it, I can, address it the way I want to, right? Ugh, I'll have to get that later. So that is that one. Isn't that pretty though? Hydrangea hue is one of my favorite colors, especially with black. But I really, really like that. Super fun. Pop these up. When I painted these flowers, they actually kind of curled a little bit naturally because of the water, because this is just plain cardstock. And I really liked how it turned out because these flowers now are kind of moving like an actual flower. So super fun. And then the second one I did, now this one I used the other die that's in this set, and I did it with the background of black so that those little flowers or whatever they are would just kind of pop. And so I just took a piece of designer series paper that was just multicolored, and I stamped on the same paper just the image. I didn't color, whoops, I didn't color anything. This is just from the paper. So super fast, super easy, and then we have our little butterfly, embellishments. And I made this one. I chose this black and white paper because it kind of follows the same design as, what these little cutouts are, right? And then I added from our paper die cuts. I think they're called, what are they called? I think I used them last week too. They're floral flight accents. And I thought, well, this is fun because I can just, rip this out and voila. And it, so that's this one. And then the back, I just did a real basic. And then again, I'll fill it out when I actually use it. So super fun. I think it's hard to see how cute they are because you can't see it from the point of view of being on a desk. But yeah, and again, I used the cutouts that are left from this die, and I just love how I love this die. I love it. Everything pops when you use it. The backgrounds just pop. So that's that one. And it takes like 5 minutes to make these cards, I mean, they're super simple. It's 2 pieces of cardstock, embellish it any way you want. And I mean, look how fun. Super easy. It's not a new fun fold. Again, I like doing simple, but I think these are wow cards. I think that, people that would receive them, they would really like them. And you could do a little more embellishing if you want, but again, I just kind of kept them kind of simple stuff. So I hope that inspires you. I hope you try it. The card base again is 5.5 by 8.5. So you're basically taking a piece of cardstock and you're just cutting it in half like you normally would. You're scoring it at 2 1/8, 4 1/4, and then turn it around and do 2 1/8 again, or 6 3/8, whichever way you want to cut it. And this panel is a 8.5 inch strip, any size you want. So depending on what you're building on this, this is 3.5. these are all done at 3. And then you just simply score it in half at 4 1/4. So super easy. You're just folding a piece of cardstock, and yeah. So I hope you try this. I hope you like that. If you have made them, go ahead and show them. I'd love to see them if you still have them around. If you do make one, go ahead and post it. We'd love to see that. And if you have any questions, let me know. If you're a demonstrator, I think today the new catalog is out for us to see online. So I forgot all about that. So I'm going to go do that right now. Just what I need, more stuff. But with that, I hope you are staying cool. If you are anywhere like I'm at in Minnesota, it's been 90 plus every day for a couple of weeks. And yeah, when I was a kid, we did not have 90-degree days except in August, maybe 4 days of the year. And now we've had 80-degree days in March. I don't know. It's weird. So anyway, have a great week, and hopefully I will see you next week. All right. Take care. Thanks for watching. Subscribe or like. That really helps to me. And I'd love to hear from you. So take care. Thanks for watching.